What up? What up? What up? What up, though? And welcome to another edition of QuinteScential. I'm your host, Travis, aka Clark Scent, aka Mr. President, aka the Quintessential Sentiment. A new season has dawned on us, so that means there's a new fall list. And I usually do the top date fragrances for that season. So usually it's usually about 7 fragrances I usually do per season. Usually I go based off of what kind of date it is and the season, of course. And usually that goes about 7 different fragrances. But this time, it's the 8th fragrance because there's an honorable mention. Now this is the most versatile, the second most versatile fragrance out of the group. The honorable mention is Cedrat Boise by Mancera. I love this fragrance, and I think it pops really at the beginning of fall. Not so much later on. I mean, it still works because this is one of those fragrances that you can wear all year round. All year round. It's fresh. It's a little bit fruity. It's got a little bit muskiness to it. So this is the type of fragrance that you can wear all year round. But these other fragrances I have on the list just beat it out. This one actually was going to be my 3rd date fragrance. There was something that was actually better for that occasion. So let's get into the ones that actually made the top 7. So we're starting off with the first date fragrance. That first date fragrance, Layton. Man, the apple, come on, man. You go apple picking or something like that. This just screams fall. You'll probably see it in a lot of people's fall fragrance lists because this is the perfect time for it. Gourmand, yet still fresh and woody at the same time, but that apple note that just really brings out, and it's sexy. This is an attention-grabbing fragrance, and that's what you want on the first date. You want something that grabs the person's attention, and Layton does that. So that's my first date fragrance. My second date fragrance is a fragrance that is dark, but at the same time sweet. At the same time, completely different than what a lot of people are going to be wearing. This, Back to Black, also called Aphrodisiac. This is a beautiful honey note. I mean, it literally smells like honey. Like just raw, straight up honey. And that is a note that is considered to be an aphrodisiac. This has honey, has it's a little woody. It's has some tobacco on it. It's a beautiful fragrance, and it just get your nose on it, man. Get your nose on it, test it out, see if it's something that you like. It's a little bit different. That's why I put it as a second date, because she already likes you enough to give you a second date. And that's where this one comes in. It's kind of a little bit seductive, and I think it'll be one of the ones that she'll have to get in close to spin. Second date fragrance, Back to Black. Now my 3rd date fragrance is, I know what you guys are gonna say. I just put out a video saying don't wear clones, but since I had never smelt this fragrance and I wanted to smell it and see what it smelled like, so I got a clone of it, and I'm going to get a full bottle. I'm just be sure I'm going to get the full bottle. I mean, a true bottle of it, because I'm pretty sure it's going to smell a little bit better. But that fragrance is 1981X, also, which is a cologne of Xerjoff Naxos. This is my 3rd date cologne. Understand something, people. I'm going to say this in just all honesty. I went on a first date and I rocked this, and I'm just going to say I had a very good first date. All right. Usually I put Creed Aventus as my 3rd date fragrance, but to me, Creed Aventus is getting a little bit dated. It's getting not dated in the sense that it smells old, but it's just too many clones out there. Too many people are going to smell like it. Too many people are going to take that DNA. It just doesn't have the wow factor as it once did. Maybe 2-3 years ago, even 2-3 years ago. I think it came out in 2012, 2011. I think 2011. 2010, 2011. So right now it's getting close to being a decade old, and so many different clones and styles and interpretations are out there. So I had to figure out a different 3rd date fragrance, and this one, 1981X, Alexandria did a good job of cloning that fragrance, I believe, because I did get a sample of Xerjoff Naxos, and I love that. So I am going to get that one. So next time you probably see this list, or me put out a list about Suntop or anything, I'm going to have the real bottle. But until then, I'll be rocking Alexandria on my third date. Now we get into the specific types of dates, all right? And this one is for the occasion where you're going out with a young lady and it is a double date, a triple date. What I like to call a multi-date. When you are going out with a group of people and you still want to smell different than the other guys and you want to smell a little bit unique. So that's where it comes into, but you still want to smell better and good and better. Third date is from Parfums de Marly, and it is Harriet. Harriet is a leather tobacco cherry fragrance. It's a unique smell from the standpoint of that they call it the Harriet note. It's like a cherry something. I can't put my nose on it. At first, I really was not a fan of it. And it's on my skin, that cherry note is really accentuated. And I didn't particularly care for it because I kept smelling it. But the sillage, when I smell it in the air, when it's not on me, it's like, whoa, like that just smells amazing. It smells different, it smells unique. And you want to stand out in the crowd because you're going on a multi-date. And this bad boy does it. My multi-date fragrance is Harriet. So now on to the date. You go out during the day, you may meet a young lady up for coffee, or you may just go to the movies, or you may be running errands or doing something just during the day. To me, that screams a different type of fragrance, especially if you're going out for coffee, which is more likely what you may end up doing if you're doing a date. You're going out for coffee. So why not smell like rose? Because if you're going to a cafe, you might as well rock Intense Cafe. Now, understand something. I'm not the biggest fan of Intense Cafe. I'm not. I'm actually working on a video. I'm not gonna say what it is, but I'm working on a video with different fragrances, and the reaction I've been getting with Intense Cafe from women had me reevaluating Intense Cafe. I was like, well, I'm not the biggest rose fan, but women seem to really like this fragrance, and I think they like to wear it. But even if a man is wearing it, they still are attracted to it, and they love the smell. So, going to a cafe, why wouldn't I put this in here? This really was the day fragrance. You know, that's where Cedric Boise was supposed to go. I gotta go with Intense Cafe just from the reaction I've been getting recently about this doggone fragrance. So that's my date fragrance. If you're going out to a coffee, meet for coffee, it's gonna be Intense Cafe. But if you're on a date and you're going outdoors, I have another fragrance I like, and it is by Creed, Original Suntop. This one holds a special place in my heart. And you know, people say it smells like laundry. I smell like, you can get Mont Blanc Individual. Mont Blanc Individual doesn't smell as good as this one. Sorry, it just doesn't. This fragrance is a beautiful sandalwood, woody, creamy, just all around good fragrance, man. This is actually, not this bottle, but this is actually my first niche fragrance I ever purchased. And it was Original Suntop. I didn't realize that until later. My ex said this was her favorite of all of the Creeds that I was wearing back then. I was wearing Green Irish Tweed, I was wearing Millésime Imperial, I was wearing Aventus, I was wearing Himalaya, a few other ones, but her favorite was this one. But this one is very special to my heart because it was my first niche fragrance. And I think this one rocks very well, and it does garner me compliments wearing this fragrance. This one actually works with my skin very well. So my outdoor fragrance, if I'm going outdoors and apple picking or something to that effect, Original Suntop will be my fragrance. And last, and certainly not least, because this fragrance is not least. I know some people are gonna say, it's not niche, but the price is niche, okay? The price is niche, so therefore it's niche. And it's by Yves Saint Laurent, and it is Tuxedo. And this one is the formal fragrance. In the fall, it seems like there's always some kind of charity event. There's always some kind of a ball. You have to get dressed up and wear a suit, and you're going to these different these different events. And Yves Saint Laurent Tuxedo is a beautiful, patchouli, spicy, sweet, just a gorgeous. It smells like you have money. That's what it smells like. If you're gonna be in tuxedo, you're gonna be wearing it. If you're gonna be wearing a tuxedo, you might as well be wearing a tuxedo. It's a very good fragrance. Go and try and get your nose on it. I think there are a couple of different clones out there. Sample it. Just get a sample. Just go ahead and get a sample of the fragrance, smell it, and you'll understand why people talk about this fragrance so much. It is a beautiful fragrance. It is perfect for a formal fragrance. A formal date. Well, that does it. That is the top 7 date night niche fragrances of 2019 that I will be wearing, that I recommend people wear on those different types of occasions. If you like these type of videos, please like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification button, and please understand this, that it is very quintessential that you do these things.